Hi, I'm Mike Hughes-Hayes, a researcher, writer, and a documentary storyteller explaining how human reason and artificial intelligence can work together to improve the way we think, communicate, and live. This is It Never Hurts to Ask AI. It's about impactful communication for the AI era to keep us all safe. This is a podcast built on a simple belief. Better questions lead to better answers, and better answers lead to wiser decisions. In each podcast, we investigate real stories, real risks, and real opportunities emerging from the age of intelligent machines. It's always one goal that we have in mind: strengthening human judgment, not replacing it. Because the future won't belong to AI alone, it will belong to those who learn how to think with it. Today's story begins with a phone call that looked real, sounded real, and triggered every instinct a parent has, but it wasn't real at all. It was a new kind of crime powered by artificial intelligence, where trust itself becomes the weapon. In this episode, we share our notes on how AI voice cloning scams work, why human panic is the hacker's greatest tool, what simple plan every family needs to be in place before that dreaded phone call rings. Because in the age of intelligent machines, our greatest defense is still human reason, strengthened by the courage to pause, verify, and ask. It never hurts to ask AI. Might just save you from believing the unthinkable.
We need to talk about a new kind of scam. One that's just terrifyingly real, using AI to perfectly copy the voices of the people you love. Now, it's a huge and growing threat, for sure. But by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how it works, and more importantly, how to shut it down cold.
So I want you to just picture this for a second. You're driving, just a totally normal day, and then your daughter's number pops up on your phone. You'd answer, right? Of course you would. But what you hear next, it's a parent's absolute worst nightmare.
And look, this isn't some made-up scenario. This is exactly what happened to CBS News anchor Juliette Goodrich. She's in her car, her phone rings, and when she looks down, everything looks completely normal. It's her daughter's picture, her number, even her little nickname on the caller ID. There were zero red flags, so naturally, she picked up. What happened next was just 7 minutes of pure, gut-wrenching terror. Juliette answers the phone, she says, "Hi, honey," and she hears her daughter's voice reply. That familiar sound, well, it instantly creates a sense of trust, right? But then, all of a sudden, it sounds like the phone is ripped away and a man's aggressive voice comes on the line. The entire feeling of the call just flips from a casual hello to a life-or-death crisis in a literal split second. He makes his threat and demands $2,500. And in that moment, all logic just goes right out the window.
And this is when the attack becomes truly real. He says those 4 words that would stop any parent's heart cold. "I have your daughter." The panic is immediate, it's overwhelming. You have to understand, this is a sophisticated, emotionally targeted attack. It's designed to push the one button every parent has, that deep, primal fear for their child's safety.
So, the big question is, how on earth did they pull this off? How did they make the call not just look like it was from her daughter, but, and this is the really terrifying part, sound exactly like her? Let's break down the anatomy of this scam. It's a chilling combination of some old-school tricks and some powerful new AI.
I mean, just think about how much scams have evolved. We all know what to do with those weird random numbers that pop up, the ones our phone flags as spam likely. We just ignore them. But these new AI scams, they're a completely different beast. They look real, they sound real, and they're specifically designed to blow right past all of our usual defenses. So, the first piece of this puzzle is a trick that's actually been around for decades. It's called phone spoofing. This is how the scammer made the caller ID show her daughter's actual phone number. It's the first layer of the deception, and it's all about getting you to let your guard down and just pick up the phone without thinking twice.
But this second part, this is the real game changer. AI voice cloning. Scammers use artificial intelligence to listen to a sample of someone's voice, and then it creates a digital copy, a copy that is frighteningly realistic. It can say anything they want it to say, in a voice that you know and a voice that you trust.
So you're probably wondering, how much of your voice do they even need to do something like this?
Well, according to experts, it can be as little as 3 seconds. Just think about that for a moment. A simple voicemail message you leave for someone, a short video you post on social media, that's more than enough material for them to create a weapon to use against you and your family.
Okay, so that's the threat. It's sophisticated, it's scary, and it is very, very real. But, and this is a big but, you are not helpless here. The great news is there's a simple 3-step safety plan you can put into place right now to protect your family. Let's walk through it. All right, here's the game plan. Step 1, and this is the most important, create a family safe word. It should be a totally unique word or phrase that only your immediate family knows. If you ever get a sketchy call like this, your very first question is, what's the safe word? Step 2, use location sharing on your phones. It's a fast, silent, and private way to check if a family member is actually where they're supposed to be, without even needing to talk to them. And step 3, just be mindful of your digital voice footprint. Maybe rethink having a public voicemail greeting or posting videos online where your voice is clear. The less material you give these scammers, the better. Now listen, while all 3 of those steps are important, I want to double down on the single most effective tool you have. Seriously, if you only do one thing after hearing this, please make it this one.
Here's the critical point. You cannot figure this stuff out in a moment of sheer panic. It's impossible. When that fight or flight response kicks in, your logical brain just shuts down. The time to prepare for this is now, before that phone ever rings. You have to have these safety nets already set up. And this is exactly why that safe word is so powerful. It's your ultimate lie detector. Think about it. A scammer can spoof a number, sure. They can clone a voice, absolutely. But what they cannot do is know a secret that exists only in your family's minds. It's the one piece of information that simply cannot be hacked or faked.
So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. We all teach our kids what to do if there's a fire, right? We have escape routes, a meeting spot. It's just standard practice. We need to start treating our digital safety with that exact same level of seriousness. So ask yourself this. Your family has a fire plan, but do you have a phone plan?
Okay, I want you to just picture something for a second. You're in your car, maybe you're commuting, maybe just, running an errand. It's a totally normal day. Then your phone buzzes.
Right.
You look down and the screen lights up with the face of the person you love most in the world. Your spouse, your parent, your kid. The photo's there. The number's right. The little nickname you put in is right there. What do?
You pick up, of course.
You pick up. It's pure instinct.
And that right there, that tiny millisecond of instinct, that's what we're digging into today.
Yeah.
Because that reflex, the one that just says, I know this person, is being weaponized in a way that is, it's genuinely terrifying.
It is. We are doing a deep dive today into some really heavy material from the documentary podcast, It Never Hurts to Ask AI. Specifically the work of a researcher, Mike Hughes-Hayes.
Right.
He did this whole breakdown on defeating AI voice cloning scams, and it really shook me.
It's a tough listen, but it's so essential. I think what I like about his work is he isn't just, selling fear. He's really looking at what he calls impactful communication.
What does that mean exactly?
He's basically asking, how does our own human reason hold up when artificial intelligence starts, messing with our reality?
That's the perfect way to put it. We're seeing this whole new category of crime where trust isn't just a vulnerability.
No, it's the actual weapon.
It's the weapon.
Yeah.
So we're going to walk through a story today. What happened to a news anchor? Someone who is literally trained to spot fakes. And look at this 7-minute nightmare she went through.
And this is the important part. We need to talk about the mechanics. We have to understand how the technology works so we can actually build a defense.
Right, because by the end of this, we want to give you a concrete 3-step plan. Not just be careful, but actual tactical things you can do today.
Yeah.
But first, we have to look at the anatomy of the trap itself.
Let's talk about Juliette Goodrich.
So Juliette is a CBS news anchor, and I think that matters, She's not someone who's going to fall for a Nigerian prince email.
She's skeptical by trade.
Exactly. She's driving to work, just like we said in the beginning. Her phone rings. She looks down. It's her daughter.
Okay, and just stop right there, because this is the first failure point, and it's not human error. It's a design flaw in how we trust things.
What do you mean?
Well, we're conditioned to trust the screen. If it said unknown caller or spam risk, her guard immediately goes up.
Of course.
But she sees her daughter's face. Her brain it skips the verification step entirely. It goes straight to trust.
So she answers. And the first thing she hears is, "Hi, honey,"
And that's the hook.
in her daughter's voice. The exact tone, the cadence, everything.
And that phrase, "hi, honey," that's not accidental. Psychologically, hearing a loved one's voice, it bypasses the logical part of your brain and hits the amygdala, the emotional center.
Wow.
In that split second, you are not analyzing audio compression rates. You're feeling love. You're feeling connection.
But then, the connection just snaps. The phone sounds like it's been ripped away from her.
The soundscape changes.
Instantly.
Yeah.
And a man's voice comes on. He's aggressive, loud, and he says, "I have your daughter."
It's a classic psychological pivot. They lure you in with comfort, then they just hit you with pure terror.
He demands money, $2,500.
Yeah.
He says, she won't be hurt if Juliette pays up. And get this, the entire call from "Hi, honey" to the end was 7 minutes.
7 minutes. That's an eternity in that situation.
Juliette pulls over. She's panicking. She's pleading. I mean, in her mind, this is 100% real.
And I want to be really clear here. She isn't being stupid. This is a biological attack.
Right.
When you believe your child is in mortal danger, your cortisol spikes. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles logic and reasoning and skepticism, it literally starts to shut down.
You're in survival mode.
Pure survival mode. The scammers know this. They need you in that state because you can't think clearly when you're that terrified.
It's emotional hacking.
It is. They're closing the window for critical thinking before you even realize it needs to be open.
But I keep coming back to Juliette knows her daughter's voice better than anyone on earth. How did they make it sound so real? And how did they get the number to show up correctly?
Okay, so we have to separate the magic trick into its two parts.
The visual on the audio.
Exactly. Let's start with the visual, the caller ID.
Okay.
This is actually the low-tech part of the scam. It's called spoofing.
Spoofing? Yeah.
Think of caller ID like the return address on an envelope. If I send you a letter, I can write the White House on the back. The post office doesn't check if I'm actually the president. They deliver the letter.
So my phone is basically just reading the envelope.
Essentially, yes. A lot of these calls use voice over IP or VoIP. It routes calls over the internet. And the system is, it's built on trust. It doesn't really verify that the caller owns the number they're displaying.
So they just tell the network, "Hey, display this number," and the network just does it.
The network just says, okay. It's a huge flaw. It's a trust-based protocol in what is now a zero-trust world. But look, that just gets you to answer the phone.
Right.
The real nightmare is the audio.
The voice clone.
That's the game changer.
Okay, so the source material dropped a stat here that I honestly had to read twice. It says that to clone a voice convincingly, scammers need as little as 3 seconds of audio.
That is the current standard, yes.
3 seconds. I can't even order a coffee in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
How does a machine build a whole person from, "Hello, please leave a message"?
Because the AI isn't doing what you think it's doing. It's not a ransom note, made of magazine clippings of words you've said before.
Then what is it?
It's more like biology. The AI analyzes the physics of your voice.
The physics.
Yeah, it maps the shape of your vocal cords, the resonance in your nasal cavity, the way you breathe, even the spacing of your teeth. It builds a digital model of your throat.
That is incredibly creepy.
It's very creepy.
So it's building a digital instrument that can just play me.
Correct. And once it has that biometric map, which it can figure out from a really short sample, it can make that model say anything. They just type in the text, and your digital throat speaks it. It captures the timbre, the micro-inflections, everything that makes you sound like you.
So where are they getting the 3 seconds from?
Oh, everywhere.
Social media.
Instagram stories, TikToks, your voicemail greeting. Think about a video you posted from a birthday party where you just yell, "Happy birthday, I love you."
That's it.
That's it. That's the sample they need.
So we've basically all uploaded the keys to our own identity and just left them on the front porch.
We have created a massive searchable library of biometric data. And scammers use bots to scrape social media, find connections between people, a parent and child, and then grab the audio to match.
It feels like the ground is just shifting under our feet. If I can't trust the number on my screen and I can't trust the voice in my ear, what's left? It feels, hopeless.
It does feel that way. But Mike Hughes-Hayes is really, really clear on this point. The goal isn't to make you paranoid.
It's to make you prepared.
Exactly. We can't put the genie back in the bottle. The tech exists, so we have to adapt.
We have to be smarter than the machine.
Yes.
Okay, so let's pivot to the solution. The source outlines this family safe word plan. And I'll be honest, when I first read safe word, I kind of rolled my eyes a little.
Sure.
It sounds like something out of a spy novel. or something I'm going to forget the second I'm in a panic.
Yeah.
Is this actually practical?
That skepticism is totally valid, because in a high-stress moment, you're not going to remember some complex code.
Right.
But that's actually why it works. You need a binary trigger, a simple on-off switch.
Explain that.
You are fighting a simulation. The AI can fake the voice, the number, the context, but the AI cannot read your mind. A safe word, or even better, a safe question, is a piece of data that is not on the internet.
It's an offline key.
It is the one thing the hacker cannot access. If you ask, what's the safe word? And the voice on the other end, which sounds exactly like your daughter, can't answer.
A spell is broken.
Instantly. Your brain snaps out of that emotional hack because you have objective proof that it's a lie.
So we're not talking about, like, a complex password.
No. Keep it simple. Purple giraffe. Pineapple pizza. Or, like Hughes-Hayes suggests, a question is even better. What's the name of the teddy bear I had when I was 5?
Something that is definitely not on LinkedIn.
Exactly. It forces the scammer completely off their script. They are relying on you being passive and terrified. The moment you ask a verification question, you take back control.
Okay, step 1 is the safe word. What's step 2?
Step 2 is using technology that we already have, location services.
The silent verification.
That's what he calls it. Most of us have Find My or Life 360 or, Google Maps sharing set up with family.
Right.
The advice here is to check it while you're on the call.
But the scammer is usually, screaming at you to keep driving, don't hang up.
Sure. But if you have it set up beforehand, it takes 2 seconds to just glance at a map. If the voice on the phone says, I have your daughter in a van, but the little blue dot on your screen says she's sitting in algebra class.
You have your answer. It's objective data versus subjective fear.
And notice, this only works if you set it up before the emergency. You can't be downloading a location app while some guy is threatening you.
Which brings us to step 3, limit voice online. Now, this is the one I kind of struggle with. Does this mean I have to delete all my social media? Because that feels unrealistic for most people.
It is unrealistic, and that's not really the advice. It's about digital hygiene.
Okay.
It's about starting to understand that your voice is now a security vulnerability, just like your social security number.
So what's a practical move?
Be mindful. Maybe don't use your actual voice for your voicemail greeting. Use the automated one. And definitely be careful about using voice authentication for your bank.
Ooh, that's a good one. My voice is my password.
Yeah, turn that off immediately. If an AI can clone you, that password is completely useless. And maybe just make your personal accounts private, so random bots can't scrape your audio so easily. It's just about reducing the surface area of attack.
Make them work for it.
Exactly. Scammers are always looking for the low-hanging fruit. Just don't be the fruit on the ground.
I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier, the fire drill analogy. The source material really leans on this.
It's the best way to frame it. We teach kids fire safety, not because we think the house is going to burn down tomorrow.
Right.
But so that if the alarm goes off, they don't have to think, they just act.
Because thinking takes time.
And panic makes us stupid. That's a bit harsh, but it's true. If you don't have a plan already installed in your brain, you will default to your lizard brain, which just screams, save the child.
You need a pre-installed subroutine.
That's a great way to put it. A subroutine that says, if threat, then ask for safe word. It has to be muscle memory for your mind.
And the time to install that is now. Not when the phone is ringing. There's a kind of philosophical layer to all this that I find really interesting. The documentary is called It Never Hurts to Ask AI, but in this case, it's really about asking questions of our reality.
It's about the future of truth itself.
Go on.
We are entering an era where seeing is believing and hearing is believing are dead concepts. They are over.
Wow.
We can no longer just passively consume the world around us and assume it's real. We have to actively verify it.
So we have to become fact-checkers of our own lives.
In a way, yeah. As machines get better and better at faking humanity, we have to lean harder into the things that machines can't fake.
Shared secrets.
Intimacy, the specific, messy, unscrapable reality of a family history.
A machine can copy the voice, but it doesn't know the story.
Doesn't know the safe word. It doesn't know the name of that teddy bear. That is your fortress.
It's a bit of a paradox, isn't it? To defeat this incredibly high-tech threat, you need a very low-tech conversation.
That's the beautiful irony of it. The most advanced AI defense right now is a 5-minute chat at the dinner table.
So let's wrap this with a clear call to action. We've gone through the horror story, the tech, the solution. But information is useless if you don't use it.
My challenge to everyone listening is simple. Do not wait.
Set the safe word today.
Tonight, at dinner, or, text your family group chat right now. Just say, hey, quick thought, if we're ever in trouble, the code word is blueberry.
And make sure everyone knows that if they hear that word, or more importantly, if they ask for it and don't get it, they know what to do.
It takes $0 in 5 minutes, and it completely neutralizes one of the most sophisticated audio weapons ever built.
That's actually very empowering. We aren't helpless here. We just have to be prepared.
It never hurts to ask, but it might just save you from believing the unthinkable.
I am going to be thinking about that digital throat concept for a very long time. As always, thank you for taking this deep dive with us. Stay skeptical, stay safe, and seriously, go pick that safe word.
Talk to you next time.
You've been listening to It Never Hurts to Ask AI, a multimedia documentary series exploring how human reason and artificial intelligence can work together to strengthen judgment, communication, and public safety. To continue the journey, visit the SAFE site, Senior AI Forum, at senioraiforum.org. Meet educators on the go and subscribe for trusted briefings, tools, and family safety resources. In the age of AI, knowledge is no longer optional. It's protection. I'm Mike Hughes-Hayes. Thanks for podcast listening.